If you've been watching the channel for a while, you've been here with me before. This is the back of my Whirlpool. Whirlpool dryer. Do I have a model number? It don't matter. It's a somewhat newer Whirlpool dryer, and I have had problems with it not heating in the dry cycle. Couple of things to test and try. I've already done all of it before I thought about filming it, because this isn't our first rodeo. I'd recommend cleaning the back of the whole thing out, because they get filthy, and take the moment to pull out, you know, the lint trap filter, and just pull the elements out and have a look at them, and everything seems to be fine. So what it's doing is, in the dry cycle, even on heavy high, it warms slightly, doesn't actually heat anything. We've had this problem once before, and it turned out it was inside this switch right here. And what happened last time is that the contactors in this corner were a little torched. So if it happened last time, it might happen this time. So I'm going to go ahead and take that apart. Speaking of getting this out, it's pretty easy. Make sure you unplug it. Remember, this is big power. Take the back off, clean it. You do not have to take the back off, however, to get to this switch. I just was cleaning it. You take this tray off right here, and the switch is held in with 2 1/4-inch screws. The same nut driver you'll need to take the back of it off. So that's really simple to get into. Let's go out into the shop and see if we have the same problem that we had last time. Here's the switch out of the dryer. We're about to take it apart. You want to do that on a spot where things that go kaping might be able to be rediscovered. From looking at it, it appears that if I remove these 2 screws right here, that this back cover will lift off, exposing all the contacts. I'm going to try to hold it all together, except for that piece. Now, the last time I was in this thing, these 2 contacts had fused together right here. As you can see, it is currently loose. I'm going to go get the knob so I can run the machine through its various cycles with the hopes that I can see something that's not going right. I can tell you that I see a tremendous amount of arcing and discoloration on the tips of these 2 contacts. Unfortunately, I can't remember if that's from when they were fused together or not. Seems like the kind of thing fusing together would do. Rotating it around, everything is working. You know, this still might not be the problem. It's just, this was the problem last time. I can tell you that those contacts, when I take them out into the bright sun, are really toasted. Almost like a granulated sugar, a metallic granulated sugar, a charring. They are heat discolored, which shows that they have been heating up, which probably means that the resistance is climbing. The more resistance, the more heat. And, you know, arcing and pitting of the contactors does increase the resistance. So I'm going to go ahead and try simply sanding those and see if I can bring them, where are we at? See if I can bring them back. This is what I did, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years ago, and rather than replacing this box, and we got a year and a half, 2 years out of it, so, you know, if I get a little more out of it, there ain't nothing wrong with that. So you can see the little bit of powdered contacts there. You can see the toasting. Oh, see that carbon I just wiped off on my thumb? There she is. That's the problem. We've gotten bad contacts. So if we look at this thing, you can see the pit in it. It's not good. That's the arcing. Every time it arcs, a little bit of metal goes blasting off. This appears to be a riveted contact. I mean, if you were gung-ho enough, you could maybe try to get it out of there and put in a chunk of brass rod and peen it over. I'm not quite that gung-ho. I'm perfectly happy with doing this every few years. I mean, I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to do this. Because every time you file them, obviously the contacts get shorter. You know, these are staked. These contactors are staked. They're not designed to come out like this. The way I'm doing it is grabbing with a pair of needle nose and just applying some gentle pressure down. See the carbon? See how I can wipe it off? And then it's deposited. So the material from one side has now been deposited onto the other. So when you put these in, they all have a natural arc or a bend to them. So this one needs to go behind that tab right there. You can't just push it down. You got to feed both ends in. Otherwise, it'll twist up on you like it just tried to do right there. Oop. No, what are you trying to do? Go back down. That thing tried to climb out of there. Looks like I let something move. I let something move. Oh, I sure thought I put that together correctly. Alright, so what had happened is I had let this move, which allowed this thing to ride up slightly, and the pin on that plastic cam down there had slipped down below. So now we should be back cooking with gas. Okay. Yep. So now in the neutral position, this contact, this contact, this contact are all loose. As I roll forward, these three now come together. Nice and stiff. Pushing on it good and hard. Everything looks hunky-dory there. So now I just need to drop this cam back down in. Make sure I wiggle it back so it drops into place. And then that can activate this lower one. Pinching those two together. Alright. That appears to be it. So, like I said, these aren't designed to come apart. I couldn't see down in there properly. Back in business again. So, in case you're curious, this is an Invis. It is a W10185982 dryer switch, and it is the contacts that burn off of this group of four right here. Those are the ones that I have been fighting for quite some time now. but it looks like we're successful once more. Let's give her a try. Have it on heavy high. Though we should be able to run on medium, which is when we normally run it. And start. It should heat up fairly quickly. And the air blowing outside should be decidedly warm. Why don't we have a bit of a check at that. Although I can already smell the elements heating up, which makes sense because I took them and brushed them off, so, you know, I've gotten most dirt off but some dirt on. So let me go check outside. It's actually quite a bit colder than I would have expected. Let me go kick it on high. Oh yeah, it's decidedly hotter. Maybe I'm going to go kick it on to cool and see if it all goes away. Yep. I'd say it's working. Won't know for sure until we finish the little laundry, but it worked last time and I saw very similar problems. So if this is helpful, give us a thumbs up or maybe even that like. If it's not helpful, I don't know. Go have some ice cream or something.